righty. Good morning, good evening, good day, and good night. Hopefully everything is working as it should be. It looks like it is. I hope, yeah, it looks like everything's coming through all right. All right. I hope you're all doing well today. I not see my... There it is. Looking for the work phone so it can find me correctly. Or so I can view things correctly. Perfect. Oh, and there's one thing I forgot to do, and that was I forgot to get coffee. One moment, please. Alrighty. Now then, back to this, shall we? So, let's see here. All right, we can close this book over here, put it off to the side. This feels low, but it's not. Not sure why it feels low then. In either case, music should be in a good spot there. Just gonna turn it down for myself a little bit. Where were we? The Barons. Alrighty. So, we have the Mystical Diggers, we have the Waste Walkers, and the Beast Fell. So, the Beast Fell are a group of people looking to unleash and embrace the Beast Pox. So let's take a little quick look here what we have in the things that I had before. You right there, love? Ah, okay. So we have scavengers. We have basically someone who requires to eat less. We have Souls of the Dead Whispers. Brings your more bestial nature. Plague Touch, which gives you a form of resilience. And then a form of skill competence in each of these. So these two are relatively small factions. This is a larger faction. There's not, I believe this actually doesn't have a whole lot of people living in it. Yeah, it's only like 70,000 people that live in here. So it's not a large portion. So let's see here. So we have the Grave Barons. Actually, I should just scroll back up to the top of this. A path of exiles of this desert sands. Here we go. And then we have mystical daggers, or mystical diggers, not daggers, diggers. The beast fell. And the waste walkers. There we go. All right. We can get rid of this. So, the mystical diggers are archaeologists, historians, prioritize collecting things for historical purposes. Most members are non-combatants based in operations of Hensen Jizo. Oh, I guess I can't really just tap that anymore, can I? So let's have a look. Right. So minimize this gear, add gear. And so definitely fall under a tool. Extendable pincer. Alrighty. Net launcher, cute. Grapple gun. I don't think there's anything in this grand list that is really going to stand out for archaeologists. Self-immolating note. A holy note when a cat takes 1 fire damage. Five minutes after being exposed to the air, the item can activate automatically. Oh, I see. Uh, how if I spell it correctly? So loaded dice. Malor. Movable potion, alchemical. Uh, let's see here. Let's open this back up. What did I give the archivists? The archives. More perf journal with a few notes from the archives. It. I could just, you know what? We're just gonna take this. Do the mystical diggers. Rosalie, thank you very much for the tier 1. Appreciate it. Why is the why is this not activating correctly? All right. Stand by. Fixing. Oh gosh. Okay, fine. I will deal with the 2-factor. Okay, just it's making me log in with 3 different things at once, because heaven forbid. Oh my gosh. Stupid thing. Oh, why must you be difficult? Come on. There we go. Come on. Load. Load. That's better. Now then. Alert box.
Welcome, adventurer.
There it is. So why was it not working before? Is it just being difficult? It's active. Like, I don't understand why it technology. Well, in either case, it should be fixed now. And once again, thank you very much for the resub. Really appreciate it there, Sono. Oh, whoops. Accidentally did not hit the mute button. I hit the monitor button. Sorry about that. All right. All Alrighty. Barrens are filled with ancient temples, half sunken in sand and scars. Just draw forbidden knowledge, relics, and view forgotten magic. Benefits. There we are. The beast fell. Alrighty. Let's go here. Okay. Yeah, what am I gonna do with the beast fell? Blood marks their descendants. They are not truly like those. But their bodies and instincts betray a bestial resilience. Key sets features. Betray a bestial side. Oh, actually, I know exactly what we can use for this. Consumables, alchemical. Mutagens. Bestial mutagen. There's something more bestial and lumbering. You gain an most athletics checks and unarmed attack rolls. You gain a claw unarmed attack with the agile trait and jaws and a jaw unarmed attack. Striking runes don't modify the damage caused by these attacks. Drop back, you make acrobatics stealth checks. I am going slash damage to your jaw just with the 6% and duration is 1 minute. The big benefit of this, I had to try and figure out what the benefit for this was. It was like in my head, I'm like, how is this good? And the answer is this right here. You're trading off typical weapon damage for an agile weapon and what you're getting out of it is the +1 item bonus. So you're striking at a higher rate than everyone else at this level, at the same level as you. All right, we're gonna create a hotkey setting. In order for me to quick mute. Where is writing? Show it. Okay, perfect. So I hit F. All right, cool. Oh, hold on. Actually, I'm gonna do this so I can hear it now, right? Yeah. No, I can't. That's weird. Should be working fine though. Actually, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Here we go. Oh, idiot. I forgot to. You gain 2 bestial mutagen, lesser. Potions. Gain the. What are they called? Drawbacks? Mutagen. Bestial mutagen. You don't gain the drawback effect. From. Both bestial mutagens. You're well known among the beast fell. All right. Waste walkers. All right, they're the main faction that opposed the beast fell. Guides and waters of the waste, experts at not dies in the wild. and not dying in the wilds. There we go. For exposition and information, yeah. All right. Oh my goodness. I wish my nose would just stop. Alrighty. Where did I put the... Oh, here it is. All right. Simple enough. Where is... Center of the ruins. Due to harsh, unique culture thrives. Culture defined by abundance. All right. In the sands. It's not just navigation. It is also knowledge. The flora. Knowing the flora and fauna. Of the wastes. To knowledge, knowing the flora and fauna of the waste increases your chances of you making it to your destination. Right, I'm comfortable about. Benefits. I'm gonna cop out a little bit here and go to Maledictra. You get with waste, and you get it for Grave Barrets. All right. Let's see here. All right, so that's the Grave Barons. Next, we have the Dynasty. Oh, yeah, because it's weird because of the... Okay. So in the Dynasty, we will have True Dragons. There is going to be a couple of different things here. So we're going to have... So there is those that are part of the True Dragons. How am I going to do this one? This one's a little bit different. Long time since I've been able to swing by. How you been? I've been all right. I was also gone. I was also on hiatus for like a month because of work. So it's been a hot minute. But yeah, I've been doing well. My allergies have been kicking my butt, but otherwise, I hope things have been treating you well also, Star. Let's see here. The West Wall is a faction. Oops, didn't mean to do that. All right, so we're gonna do... That'd be a sub-faction of the dragons. Yeah. Okay, so we have the West Wall. Nice. That's awesome. So we have the True Dragons, the West Wall, and the provinces. Would be the factions. Mess about dragons? Not exactly. So we're going back to... Oh, excuse me. We're going back to the origin stuff. Why is it? What the... Not sure why it's like that. So the background benefit stuff. But I said for Pathfinder, let's also do a little add-on. Now I made some restrictions for myself, and that is specifically that must be accessible to the Path Builder free version. Like you must be able to easily notate it in there. So for the most part, this has just been gear related stuff. Or bonus or reputation. So I basically said, how about I just make this simple? Because the backgrounds cover just about anything that I already come up with for origin benefits and stuff like that for culture. So I said, how about we just put in gear related benefits, but make them not as good as feats if it's not gear related. So for example, like if Thanatos Imperium has the elf trait, advanced or martial or simple, but you don't get the weapon critical trait out of it. So if you want the weapon critical trait, it's still better if you do the other thing. So I did with stuff like that, like, or giving a traveler's cloak, giving a single innate spell once per day and trying to go about it on like a lesser side of the spells, like spells that are not inherently particularly fastly chosen, or just a single cantrip of a specific choice. Some of them are a little ambiguous, like a waterproof journal with a few notes from the archives in it. That would be something more along the lines of like, I'm going to give you notes from the archives that are relevant to the campaign. Or a very specific weapon would be just considered a simple weapon. Just so that any character can use, like any class character can use it. So it's one of those things of like, if you want to go into like those kinds of weird builds, then you can. And if you don't, a lot of the time, this is like a relatively small. You're constantly worried about dying. Yep. I do remember that. I think the most valuable one that I have in here is probably either the Psychomps mask, which prevents you from dying once, or like giving Snowball as an innate spell. Hey, Holly, how's it going? Oh, no, it's not that anymore. It's there we go. Like the one that I made, I think is going to be probably the most powerful, is probably getting 2 level 1 consumables that are of 3 GP or less. Or possibly the fact that very specifically the Beast Fell get 2 bestial mutagen potions, and they specifically do not get the drawbacks from specifically bestial mutagens. The thing is that the net benefit of the bestial mutagens is that you have a 1 minute plus 1 item bonus over everybody else in the party. Like, that's kind of it. Like at level 1, anyways. So it's like, it's not huge. It's something, but the not getting drawbacks is OP. It's specifically to just the bestial mutagens. Like, maybe I'm not seeing something. But it's strictly to... Like, you're trading off for a lesser weapon, generally speaking. And then you're getting the bonus to athletics checks. Like, is there something I'm just not seeing? Maybe it's actually some more important at higher levels. Better crits, well, more often. The greater is where it kind of gets into the gross territory. Well, not really. Better crits. I would say you get crits more often, yes, but your crits are not huge. Like they're no different than a light weapon fight, a lighter weapon. Although, if you combine this with a rogue, whom is applying sneak attacks, it can get ugly. It can definitely get out of hand. Well, the drawback is the same all the way through. Item bonuses are rarer than others. Also, the item bonuses are ahead of the curve for ruins. Slam this on a fighter, which are with archetypes for unarmed, and then this will get ugly fast. Okay. Fair enough. What is the feature for fighter on unarmed? Hold on. Let's have a little looky look here, because I actually want to see this nonsense. Forged dwarf is whatever class features. There's a thing for unarmed. With bestial attacks. I'm debating that. Would you have to go like a race that gives you or an ancestry that gives you a unarmed strike? Or is it just the flat +1 item bonus on the unarmed strike that you get from the potion that makes it so good? Ah, the double slice, right. Fire because of the higher weapon proficiency. So it's just because of the flat numbers. Okay. Yeah, like I understand that the fighter is expert right out of the gate for their weapons. I understand that. Okay, so yeah, this puts them at a effectively a +3 ahead of everybody else. Yeah. And then but without the drawback, it leaves them not particularly vulnerable. On anything, it'd be good because of more crits, right? I mean, and that's just an item that you can get at level 1 anyways. Like that's not the concern I have. It's the drawback that's under scrutiny right now. So okay. Because it's just a 4 GP consumable. Like this is something that you can have at level 1. Makes it good. Okay. I don't want to do something where my brain immediately wants to try and do something like add a flat check to being able to ignore the drawbacks and make it like a DC 18 or something like that. But that's just adds more rolling. That slows the game down. I don't want to do that. I don't want to reduce the penalty by 1. Can go a long way at early levels. I was thinking about maybe making it so that it does bonus. You deal bonus damage equal to the item bonus. That way it scales up just a little bit as well. Which +1 damage at what level 6 and +2 damage at level 6 and +3 damage at level 11, I think it was. Oh no, it's level 3. Yeah. And then Bestial Major. Oh, and it actually has a +4 item bonus version, so it's actually ahead of like runes at the end too. Interesting. Okay, I see the trick here. Or the problem here. Okay. Okay. That'd be an interesting way to build, now that I'm thinking about it. Rather than having magic items, you just chug bestial potions. That'd be a fun way to play. Yeah, I think adding a bonus damage equal to the item bonus could be fine. Yeah, the item bonus equal to the item bonus. So it's +1 at level 1, +2 at level 3, +3 damage at level 11, +4 damage at level 17. That's not a huge amount, but it's enough to kind of like really make it stand out. Because otherwise, it's just 2 consumables that you get at level 1, which I kind of left the unaffiliated. I'm gonna put this to 4. I kind of left the unafflicted or unaffiliated. Sorry, in that category, just because like the big benefit here is that you get the flexibility of A2 consumables. In this one, you're getting 2 specific ones, so I feel as though I need to give like some other small benefit on top of that. Because having things like cantrips or innate first level spells, which if my memory serves correctly based on how I've been reading things, innate spells do not scale unless they're specifically cantrips. Like they're literally just a spell that you have access to once per day, and that's it. They don't apply anywhere else as a spellcaster. But then I have something like the field guide, which is useful for someone like if they're untrained. Like this is good for a good few levels because it gives you a +2 circumstance to the check if you're untrained in the check. It's like you can have someone literally provide aid with this so that the other person that is trained gets the benefit of it if you don't have something that's already boosting it. So there's ways to make things useful. Like the Psychop's Mask is always good. The Knight's Code will the membership stuff, like stuff that's directly associated with certain peoples, will give you access to stuff. These have scaling uses. Whereas consumables don't have scaling use, they're immediate use. So like, yeah, you're trading off long-term power for short-term power, but I do want some form of benefit in there. So a oh bestial mutagens item bonus. There, you do a bonus damage equal to a bestial mutagens item bonus. There, so it's 1 damage at level 1, 2 damage at level 3. That's still like +1, +2 damage on a sort of regular basis. I actually kind of want to do that now, where I just play a fighter who just chugs bestial mutagens and beats the shit out of stuff with his fists or claws, I guess, or bites things. Just that's the only way he fights. Might get a little expensive, but it'd be worth it. If nothing else, for the be worth it for the just to say that I tried it. All right. That's it for that. We are dealing with the Phil Dynasty now. All right, is that one there? All right, and then we have the provinces. We have the provinces, the West Wall, and the True Dragons. And True Dragons. There we go. All right. So the Philin Dynasty. The provinces. Let's see here. Let's go to shape the order. And philosophy. Every aspect of influence, power, loyalty, and team. And respect. Alrighty. Has many perks. No. Living in direct service to a true dragon. To true dragons. Social standard. And respect. And respect that comes with it. The high social standard. And garners. Great respect. Almost perform. Oh my gosh. I cannot type today, apparently. Extension of their strength. And influence. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's all right. All right, you gain reputation with a specific true dragon. What? Oh. I see. There we go. And there is about as many of these as there needs to be. And then for item, they get, I believe it is under gear, Dragon's Crest. Here we go. Oh, maybe it wasn't this. Dragon's Crest can be combined with an attached weapon like other shield spikes. A small vessel of liquid crest can be etched into. You can use an interact option to wedge in a chemical bomb into the crest's jaw, which the bomb is wedged to the shield, has a -1 penalty to attack rolls with shields. Safely strike a creature with the shield, the vessel's shatters explode over the creature you hit and yourself to substance within. This counts as a successful hit with the bomb against the creature as you and a successful hit against the appropriate adjacent square. If it is not, the bomb deals splash damage as normal to the surrounding creatures, including you. In addition, the bomb deals full damage to the attached shield. I don't know why I thought this was something else. One moment, please. Dang it, cat. Jumping all over my computer. Oh, forgot my keyboard. I forgot my coffee. Okay. So, I don't think I actually wanted to give this to the players as a level 1 item from the dragons specifically. I don't think it actually works correctly. Deployable cover is possible, but not likely. Burnish plating applies to metal armor. Gain -4 penalty to stealth checks except in darkness, and your armor strength increases by the value of 2. Entry increases by the value of 2, require you to have higher strength scores to overcome armor penalties. Even if you meet the, you still take the penalty of stealth. When you are critically hit by an attack that deals bludgeoning damage, the burnish plate also spends 10 minutes repairing, polishing it, and it doesn't require a crafting check, but you get the activation trigger, which is area of bright light. This reflects in the eyes that succeed on a DC 3 flat check or the attack fails. I mean, minor concealment, I guess. Doesn't need to roll his flat check if it has a precise sense of it. Okay. There's no real consumables. I don't think magic items start until... Oh, there's some level 1 magic items. Nothing that I would ever... I don't want to just give them an Everlight crystal. Ring of Sigils? No. I don't even really like handing out the Cyclops mask. It's a little too much in the possibly in the begin with. Magical prosthetic eye. Sash, communication bangle. Artifacts start 2. Wand staves, yeah. Keep to level 0 per hours or level 1 consumables. That's kind of what I'm sticking to. Like, I have handed out... Like, and when I do hand out permanent items that are, like, level 1, they are items such as, like, the waterproof journal, the field guide, or the where is it, or the traveler's cloak. Like, those are like the level 1 items that I'm handing out if I hand out a level 1 item, period, if they're permanent. So, these are relatively minor benefits, and they're also obviously like aesthetically important to the area that they're in. So, I'm trying to find something that is appropriate to what, and I have no problem doing the same item a second time over. I think I did the Traveler's Cloak twice. I was trying to think of something that I can use that is like an extension of the dragon of a dragon lord's influence. I might just use a knight's code, honestly. or knight standard. There it is. Just because you represent them, but I don't think it's so much of a militaristic thing, more of like a individualistic thing. Or a feature, like even if it's something that we just put into like the notes section as a detail. So I'm not entirely like certain. Oh, and I should actually change this back to like Magus. There we go. Just so that I have access to the spells thing for ease of access. I could give them like I don't want to give them access to like a better armor. Oh, wait a minute. I'm an idiot. Where is no, don't do that. Where is just go to the bomb thing here. What do we have? We have Blessed by the Horde, which is you get bonus gold. We have Dragon Survivor's Breath. We have Mental Refraction. Like, let's look at the other things that we have here. So, I'm an idiot. I should have just looked at this earlier. This is easy. $6 gold. 6 gold? 7 gold. 6. 5 is too small. Yeah, start with the bonus 5 GP. You're just richer. You just have more wealth. Period. Dragons have wealth and you're an extension of their influence. They give you bonus money. There. Easy. You can't purchase anything outside of level 0 items at the beginning of the game like as part of character creation. So you're at the whimsy of what is available still for level 1 stuff. I think I need to increase that a little bit because I'm giving a lot of other things approximately somewhere between 8 and 14, like somewhere between 8 and 12 gold worth of stuff. Now this has more flexibility, so I think I'm going to increase this to 8. Keep it on the low side. This is true. You do pay for flexibility. Yeah, we'll just stick to 5 for now. I'm so used to D&D where 5 GP is worth like nothing. Like it sounds so insignificant to me. Because I'm used to D&D's larger numbers for money. And if you're playing like a spellcaster or something like that, that's a scroll of your choice, basically. Like if you're if you tweak the crafting skill, this is a scroll of your choice, right? So potentially two, depending on how long you want to spend on it. So that's actually pretty big. If you want to go with like the downtime efficiency stuff at the very beginning, which generally speaking you wouldn't, but there's a lot in the early game. If it's a low GP caster, what they could choose is True Dragon and potentially get off the bat a +1 rune if they took the rest of the party leftover gold, assuming they bought literally nothing at creation, though. I mean, you wouldn't be able to do that because it wouldn't necessarily be available. But yes, I see what you're getting at. If you want to try and stack, like if you have a fighter and you want to try and stack the fighter with a +1, you could do that. That is a thing you could do. Like, I have to keep reminding myself that over the course of level 1, you get, you're expected to get like 10 gold pieces as a character or something like that. I think is what Archives of Nethys kind of says. Oops. Let's see here. Yeah. Here we go. Treasure for new characters. And obviously, if you're coming in as a new character, you're a little bit behind, but yeah, you're supposed to have a permanent item and then 10 gold pieces and 1 to 2 consumables over the course of per character over the course of a level in treasure. At least that's what the game recommends. Yeah, it's supposed to be 2 first level, 2 second level permanent items, 2 second level, 3 first level consumables, and then 40 GP for a party of 4. So on average, it's 1.25 consumables per character, and that's at level 1. Every level after that, consumables go up by 1 more. Yeah. That is half of the loose gold that you're supposed to get through level 1. So yeah, it's a fair amount. Yeah. That's a whole extra healing potion. That's a whole extra consumable and change. If you have crafting, you can make stuff for cheap. There's a lot of ways that you can kind of abuse that a little. There's enough ways that you can abuse that to make it really good. So I won't worry about increasing it further. Gosh, it's nice having glasses again. It's so much easier to see things. Alrighty. Whether it was through conviction, crime, alchemist with, oh, that's true. Alchemist would kill for that 5 GP. Like, that's a class, that's a very specific hybrid though. And to be fair, the reason I'm actually okay with it is because getting more consumables, but they have to trade time for this. Getting a couple extra consumables out of the gate. Well, inventor alchemists, yeah, like the crafting classes are gonna love it. I'm okay with it because it means that they're just trading it for immediate consumable power. I'm generally okay with that because it means that they get the value out of it right away, and that's it. Right? It doesn't scale out of control or anything like that. It might make the first like 3. I think about it this way: if they put it on consumables, they'll get like time for it. They make 4 plus int once per day. Well, yes, they in order to have their own, but the 4 extra. But what I'm getting at is that they can make consumables that are there long term that you don't necessarily want to just make. If I have to, I feel like every time that the alchemist comes back up, I have to reread how their spell stuff, how their stuff works, because it's so different from like it's not so different. It really works a lot like spell casting and focus spells, but I just have to read it again because it's weird for my brain. Conviction of a crime. Or honor of did I call them the wardens? Guardian of the wall is what I called it. Ironically, you can actually get away with playing a alchemist with a smaller amount of int, because you want, if you're playing the bomb style one, because you want to have that good dexterity for throwing. Obviously, if you go mutagen, it's a different story. You might want to go high strength. The alchemist is a very strange. You can still get a good dex with +4. This is true. You can still get a 3. There's the alchemist is a very strange class. Like the stat line that you go for is rather dependent on your on your subtype that you want to go for. Like if you want to go with the mutagen, you almost actually want to go strength so that you can take advantage of the mutagens in a lot of cases. Although mutagens are also really, really good on allies, so not necessarily. It depends upon what you want to do. I feel like the alchemist is a really strong 5th party member, as opposed to like part of your core 4. Whether it's through conviction of a crime or honor of being a guardian of the wall, much of your much of your life was defending the lands outside horrors. Really high utility and variation. Yeah, the alchemist feels like a class the alchemist fits, I think, in the same kind of category as the bard, where they make a really good 5th more than they do a core 4. Like I don't think that you can't do it as part of a core 4. It's just I feel like it's just that from what I can see, it looks like they service better as a 5th than a core 4. Like they thrive more in that kind of space. Very feats you can get a 60-80 range increments on bombs. That's true, actually. You could be a hell of a man. Bard is one of the best core 4. Really? I would not think so. Because in my brain, the Bard scales off of more party members. Right, the more allies you have, because the Bard relies on boosting allies, so the more allies you have, the better better you are. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand that the Bard has incredible utility, and a +1 status bonus to your entire party's attack and damage is insanely good at level 1. I'm not foolish enough to disregard that. It's just that that scales off of the number of teammates you have. So to me, that sounds like, oh, they're better as a 5th than a 4th. Although there are, again, is a good spell. His composition cantrips are really good. Spontaneous caster is pretty good. That's true. I forgot they were a spontaneous caster. I thought they were a prep caster. Like, again, you can use anybody as part of a core 4. I don't actually see a class that suffers as part of a core 4. The Bard just seems to be better as a 5th than a 4th to me. But that's like the small semantics. Yeah, like I think everything is still part of core 4. I don't see a reason why they wouldn't be. From the outside horrors. Rebuilding. I mean, my group is a Barb, Exemplar, Gunslinger, Alchemist. Very scuffed party. That is a wild party. Inventor is not core 4. Okay. I have to look at the Inventor again. I guess the main reason is because the Inventor's strength comes mostly from boosting party members. Sections. Rebuilding sections of the wall. There was something else I saw in here. Stance anticipated part of my wages adorned with. Sorry, it's bad because its main feature is heavily gambling focused to an unfun degree. Well, see, now that I would say that's a matter of opinion. Because I could say the same thing about the Gunslinger. Or the Magus. Magus less so. Because the Gunslinger has to pay the range tax. And they don't really do that much damage unless they're critting. Although there is a support Gunslinger build that I looked at, and that's really cool. Those, if you hit big, you hit big. The Inventor, you hit, you get to use your abilities. Fair. Fair. Well, keep it repaired and manned. So, benefits. Okay, so what are we going to give people at the West Wall? I feel like I should give them like a weapon proficiency of some kind. Oh, I see. Let's see here. Probably a ranged weapon type, but let's see here. Is there... No. What would make a lot of sense for defense, for defending a wall or defending a town? You could probably say like volley. I think or doesn't volley make it so that you lose? It's less effective at close distance. So there's no dragon subtype, unfortunately. Propulsive could be interesting. Ooh, actually, yes. Propulsive, because propulsive, I believe, doesn't it make it so that you add half your strength? Yeah. I have a thing for that for the worm aspirants. But is this giving or giving proficiency? This would be proficiency. Probably something along the lines of... So the way that I have been doing this thus far is that you either get a trait and it reduces the proficiency level necessary by 1 step, but you don't get the critical effect. So it's not as good as like the ancestry features or the heritage features. Is it heritage or ancestry? I think it's ancestry features. But, or if it's a specific weapon, I've made it so that that specific weapon is considered simple, and usually that's an advanced weapon. But it would be specifically proficiency. I'm not providing the weapon. Like the Daiku, for example, I've already given the one I gave to the worm. Basically the dwarven worm characters. Trying to remember what I freaking called it. The wormling aspirants or something like that. Worm knights. There we go. Because the idea is that they fight on the back of dragons. Right, or worms of various kinds. So in this case, it might be like actually like a wyvern, but that's what the idea was originally. So it's specifically they have this weapon as a simple weapon. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, so just something with the propulsive trait, period. So like weapons that have the propulsive trait are just down a step. That might be a little bit wild. But not too not too crazy. I mean, that does mean that a composite longbow would be considered a simple weapon. Oh, one weapon. I was gonna say, like... is a really good trait. Yeah, it is. Adding half your strength mod to damage, that's really good. Like on range weapons, that is insanely good. It cuts the range tax in half, effectively. Wait, the halfling sling staff has it? That's amazing. I love that. That's amazing. The hornbow, maybe. Is a D6 weapon. Or sorry, it's a D8 weapon with a D6 deadly die. This immense bow is usually made from the horns of great beasts. While hornbows are shorter range than other bows, they make up for it by focusing power of the longbow. At short distance, it can be used from horseback, perfect for skirmish fighting style of mounted troops. This weapon has a regional access requirement. I'm ignoring that. This could be it. Right, all halflings, they have a negative to strength. Yeah, I know. That's why I thought it was so funny. Like, that is why I thought it was so funny. It's just like, wait, the halflings get to add their strength to a ranged weapon. To be fair, it is a halfling weapon with a D10. It is a ranged weapon with a D10. So, you know, it does make up for it a little bit. Oh. Bro, my favorite character in what was it? I think it was Sword Coast Adventures. Like the video game. Is you get a halfling like right. Yeah. Yeah, like my favorite character in the Sword Coast, I think it's Sword Coast Legends, is a halfling. I can't even remember his name right now. Names are escaping me. But he's a halfling that the first interaction you have with them is you see like 6 bodies surrounding him. And he's just like, these guys decided to try and attack us. I dealt with them, but they decided to do so before I finished my morning stretches, which is incredibly rude. And he's just this halfling with a great sword, which, by the way, in 5e rules, halflings are not allowed to wield great swords because they have the heavy property. He just says, I don't care. I'm wielding it anyways. The man is an absolute unit. Oh, I agree. Like in my previous setup, like in the current continent set that I'm running for my 5th edition set, there's an area that you can go to that gives you what was it? That gives you the option to have just martial weapon proficiencies. And And someone looked at me and said, wait, doesn't that mean the wizard could just have martial weapons? I said, yes. Yes, it does. It does, in fact, mean exactly that. You can play a wizard with a greatsword. I said, the more accurate thing that I'm actually going for with that one is that you can play a rogue with a greatsword. That was what I was actually going for when I was making that. Because I remember back in the 3.5 days where a buddy of mine played a half orc whom was a strength charisma based rogue. And or no, not strength con rogue. And he would use his intimidation skill instead of stealth to get into places. He would just look at people and say, and he had the one of the features that lets you, instead of using your charisma, lets you use your strength for intimidation. So he had this insanely high intimidation skill, and he would just point. He would go up to places and say, "You don't see me," and people just look at each other like, "Oh, did you hear? I don't see anybody." Scoundrel rogue be like, "Yeah, exactly." It was amazing. Like, obviously it's suboptimal and things like that, but nobody cared. You played cool stuff. Ruffian, even not scoundrel. Like, the point was, it's like you could just kind of do whatever you wanted. Like, and I'm a very much like do what you want kind of person. Like, if the rules are preventing you from doing something, even if it would be suboptimal, I'm just like, screw the rules, throw it out the window. But yeah, either the Horbo, maybe the Phalanx Piercer. Holy. Like, if you pitch me an idea and the rules would allow for it, but it's gonna be suboptimal if I allow it, then I'm like, do it. Oh. Oops, didn't want to do that. Hold on. There we go. All right. Oh. Just copy this. The west wall. Here we go. There we go. And then let's see here. Minimize this. My alchemist taking ranger and rogue archetypes for a 60-foot range increment on their bombs and up. Being proficient in only being proficient in skill 3 skills, but also having 4 lores at level 9. Cough. Bombs from obscene distances, because I think that is funny. Yeah, like you're literally just playing. You're playing a skill monkey with a baseball arm. It's great. Reinforce flexible metal strips of stone with a cord. It's heavy iron shod bolts. Maybe. 0 strength, by the way. Yeah, of course, right? Wait, the sling has propulsive? Oh, that's wild. I approve. Castrol. Castros. Special is with wing-shaped fins and pointed ends. Tongs of this sling are uneven length and one shorter. Slings are great. Slings are great. I always thought that, like, anytime that slings are good, I'm like, yes, people understand. I don't know if you've ever seen a sling before, but holy. Slings do a lot of damage. They can fucking do a lot. Like, there's a reason that they were used for defensive measure, like, you know, for fighting for a very long time. Oh, wait, this is a sling. I think it's gonna be the hornbow, though. Which is in Pathfinder 2, they were kind of bad, which they were better. I mean, they're not bad if you're playing a strength-oriented character. Like, if you're playing a strength dex character, like, they're pretty decent on monks. Or, you know, just if you're playing a halfling with a or if you have the halfling trait, just use the insane one. It's more about what you have, using what you have. Like, obviously there are better ranged options, but I think it's going to be the hornbow. Search frying pan. Yes, I saw the frying pan. I was just like, that's pretty great. So we are gonna use the hornbow for this, though, I think. The hornbow is a simple weapon for you. Frying pan. Yeah. Has a fatal D8. Like, this is obviously a Lord of the Rings reference, but I approve. Like, this is just something that you just have, and you can beat the crap out of people with a frying pan. Has a fatal D8. So you actually deal some pretty hefty damage on crits. It's just fine, funny. His traits are a little bad for damage. It's not great, but it is a simple weapon, so you can't expect a ton. It's also a single silver piece, and the big thing about this is that you get to not have to. The real reason in my mind that this is good is that it's discreet. Like, no one suspects a frying pan for a weapon. It's just a frying pan. It's part of the mess kit. There's a lot of other benefit. Like, this is not a proper weapon. This is a weapon of convenience. Right, so there's benefits of this is that you can just walk into a place with your pack and be like, oh, it's just a frying pan. Should have the concealed trait. Change my mind. I agree, actually. It should. Actually, hold on. Concealable. Designed to be inconspicuous or easily concealed against stealth checks and DC to hide or conceal a weapon with this trait. Yeah, because it says specifically inconspicuous. Yeah, I agree. My daughter decided that she wanted to cut her hair last night, so that's fun. We have to take her to the barber today. So that's fun. Like, if she just cut it a little bit, I could probably clean it up myself, but she's got like it's almost as short as mine on the front. Like, there's not a whole lot I can do to save that. I'm not sure how even really know what they're going to be able to do, because her front bangs are like maybe a half inch. Alrighty. The provinces is just where people live, like, under governance. Catch-all term for the regions. Yeah, so this is just the common folk. Most of these are people that, not necessarily farmers, but this is just common folk. So, tools, maybe? Other. Oh, I guess it'd be called kits, wouldn't they? Or would they be called tools? Tool short, tool long. Repair kit, healer's tools, firearms cleaning kit. Writing set. Repair kit. Polar travel kit. No. Healer's tools kit. Fishing tackle. disguise kit, climber's kit. Most of these are relatively low value. I'll be right back. All right. Feels slightly better now. So I kind of want to do something like you have access to a facility or something like that, rather than giving them gear. Maybe put that in the reputation levels. Maybe you get like a, actually that would be a good way of putting it. You have +4 to the province and +5 to like a specific like town or something. So like you just get a bunch of reputation instead, which would provide, which makes people friendly towards you, right? It gives people a better disposition towards you. So there's ways of benefiting from that for sure. Because the reason I put it at 4 is because it's also a scale, right? Like it's, I want it to be mostly indifferent, but you have a couple of people that, you know, there's going to be a few people that are in good favor with you. Is kind of like what the +4 is, at least in my mind, because you don't have a +4 for no reason. +5 is a large number of members know who you are. Working a profession in the land of your home. No special training. No special training. Or connections. Or connections. Just a common man. Worked with others. So, +5 reputation. +4? No, +5. Many people know you and like you. +5. This is like the background. Like the background kind of thing. It's weird. This would be like the stereotypical one. +4 reputation. Province. All right, have yourself a good one there, Star. Appreciate you swinging by. How you varied it? My rule. Alrighty. And the last one is Wingdom. And then we have the Steelwind Strikers, Faceless, the Hernox, the Hierarchans. There we go. Okay, we can get rid of this. The Faceless Steelwind Strikers. Wingdom is a bit of a weird one where... Oh, hold on. Mountain Carvers is also a faction. Well, sort of. And then the others. Yeah, well, it'd be more like Chasm Keepers, so. Like, the three factions would be people from the city of Dran, the tribes, and the others. So it'd be like the people of Dran, the Steelwind Strikers. You could probably get 4 of this one, honestly. Mountain Carvers are people that do a lot of exploration. Hierarchs, yeah, we're gonna get rid of the Hierarchons. The Faceless and the Steel Strikers. So, Primary and Dran, yeah. Mountain Carvers. So this one. The Faceless Mountain Carvers, the Drumsticks. Okay, here we go. So, we have Mountain Carvers, Steelwind Strikers, and the Faceless. All right. So, let's see here. The Chasm Keepers, those who looks crazy. Cancers, those who live are sheltered, that are sheltered enough from the winds and storms and crops to grow. It's not very good. The Faceless are the criminal organization, I believe. Well, not exclusive. Delve into the mountains. Old strongholds or fortresses to construct homes and live underground while they... they use. All right, so delve in the mountains. They act much. They're always exploring, mining, looking for trading with their findings with the chasm keepers for food. That's mountain carvers, you idiot. Faceless. Organized crime ring in Duran, focused on exploiting the locals just enough to keep them loyal to almost all. Their main goal is to disrupt the higher levels in order to make their own lives better. And disruption. It's the way the Faceless get wealth. Not the only way to do things. Well, not the only way to do things. Exploitation and disruption is the way of the face. Is the way the face is the way the Faceless gain their influence and wealth. The in Dran and with everyone in Dran being a face, being just as, with everyone being just as memorable as the last, they all seem to be the same person. They all often seem to be the same person. All right, benefits. Naturally, there will be a +5 reputation to the Faceless, or +4 reputation to the Faceless, but I do need to figure out what it is I'm going to give them. Probably the coin, in all honesty. Sibling coin. Twists the edge clockwise. At this point, the face of the coin rotates to reveal a symbol of a secret society of the owner. Suspected compatriots often toy with their coins as a half recognized fidget before they try to subtly flash the inscription of their own fellow conversationalists. Yep, so siblings coin. +4 reputation with the faceless. Do I mention the Steel and Strikers in the main thing here? I don't think I do. I do not. All right. Focus on extremely mobile fighting style that works well in the open skies. Will generally act in the interest of whoever offers them the most coin. This is gonna be a weapon thing. Let's see here. Effectively a blade for hire. Effectively a blade for hire. A fighter. A fighter in the skies. A fighter in the skies. Hire a fighter in the skies. Moves are about as quickly as coin changes. As quickly as coin changes hands. Well, not loyal lists. That's not really a word. Disloyal. Well, not without honor. The right price often sways one. Often sways the way things go. They are going to get the benefit of a weapon. So, let's see here. Let's go pole arms. Is there... There isn't a thing for advanced, is there? No. Oh, here we go. Advanced. Dawn Shark. What is this? This long metal pole has a large chakram attached at the end. The mechanism with the handle allows the wielder to launch and retract the chakra, which is concealed with the wire inside of the weapon. It is seldom seen used outside of training scenarios. D8 hampering. Reach, tethered, reload 1, thrown. That is a weird weapon. Septum. Spetum? It's used polearms in both standard issue, aggressive military units, and individual basic for hunting and fugitives. Reach trip. Actually, hold on. PF2E tripping. Trip in air. Aerial combat rules. Let's give this a little looky look here. Let's fly through action before there's acrobatics maneuvers in flight. Can use the sky using the following rules. Discretion accident, for instance, a flying creature couldn't leap. Oh, you might need to, for example, follow methods. Okay, so there's nothing for this. Let's see here. Decide to trip a special shot. There, deep rule, almost nothing immune to being knocked prone. Prone only provides a bonus against range attacks if you take cover while prone. Trip flying creatures, they are knocked to the ground prone if they are flying less than 500 feet up? Question mark. You can use the arrest a fall reaction to prevent yourself from taking fall damage without prone. Due to the knock prone, for what I've seen, everything can be tripped. Is this true? The most powerful move. Able to be knocked prone, but I cannot find it. It is in the prone conditions. I also think the interpretation. Let's see. Cover says a lot, including the line. Okay. Still better. Range trip, but bounty hunters gets access to bullets. Inventor can catch it. Rules as a corporeal creature can to the strength. Let's see here. Let's see. Makes him fall because you had prone. Flat-footed. If you be knocked prone while you're climbing or flying, you fall. On falling, you can't be knocked prone when swimming. Okay, so you just fall. Reaction, they will be able to arrest the fall. Reaction, falling damage that they see. Then send them to the ground. Okay. So Falling. Go to Archives of Nethys. Oh, minimize that. Take energy fall. You fall about 500 feet in the first round falling. Okay. Falling all creature, falling objects. Okay. You land prone. Okay, so anything. So it needs to have the. So I think it actually should have the trip trait. Would be a good idea. So this is actually a pretty good weapon. They have the hampering trait. They have trip. They have reach. What if we get rid of the pole arm and instead add trip? We have a club. Bladed Diabolo. So the two bladed discs are joined by a central axis. Is spun on a rope whose ends attached to wand-like sticks. The wielder can hurl these devils from the rope like a stone from a sling, or swirl it on the rope in the melee. Oh, it's nunchucks. Throw and fit. Okay, no. Flying Talon. This is a kobold weapon. This is a 3-pronged barbed hooks attached to a lengthy chain. Use in melee to stab foes or hurl at range. Oh, we can just go all. Oh, specifically in... okay. No, we can go to pole arms. We can go to melee, martial. That's there's a cutting edge along the concave side. Gisaram. I believe I have already put the Gisaram as a weapon of choice. Or maybe that was the one I was looking to put into that as this. I think this is the one I was looking to just put in. Yeah, I think this is it, because it has reach and trip. It's a D10. Yeah, it's a martial weapon, but it makes it a simple weapon. Oh. All right. The Gisaram is a simple one for you. I believe that's how I phrased it. Yeah. That's how I phrased it in the previous one. And then +4 reputation with steel and strikers. All right, it is almost 9:15. It's actually later than I thought it was. So I gotta get going. Thank you everybody for swinging by that did. Appreciate you for doing so. I'm probably just gonna finish this last one off on my own time, and that'll be everything for this. So I'm not sure where we're gonna go from here, but we'll go somewhere. And yeah, appreciate you guys. Till next time, have a good day.